We're good. We're live. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Community Roundtable here in the Gumdolph Kingdom. My name is Wal Paparazzi, joined always by our gracious host, Gumdolph the Gray. What is up, Vinny?
Much, dude. How are you?
Oh, not bad, not bad. It's Thursday night, back for another Community Roundtable.
Hmm?
Talking some very special topic tonight with our two guests here. First and foremost, the man behind Attack from all sides. We've got Kangaskhan. What's going on? How are you?
Hello. I'm hungry.
He's hungry. He's hungry. We're playing Street Fighter 6 tonight. It's gonna be a good time. And alongside Kangaskhan, we've got Zero the Shadow. What's up, Tony?
I'm not wearing any pants.
Yeah,
Classic.
that is an intro. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, before we get into tonight's topics, just want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors. Of course, we got Junk Food Custom Arcades. If you haven't checked them out, be sure to do so. Junk Food Custom Arcades has all sorts of hitboxes, snack boxes, arcade sticks, fighting game peripherals, things of that nature. If you're looking to step your game up in your favorite fighting game, check out Junk Food Custom Arcades. Of course, got to shout out the shop, Microgame Play and Trade. So, Vinny yourself, and of course, the owner, Chris. Microgame Play and Trade is located in Clay, New York. If you're looking to pick up some old retro games or even some of the new stuff or even just talk to some really cool people, check out Microgame Play and Trade. Of course, I've already announced the man was already here, but Attack from all sides, hooking us up with the monthly events here. A lot of great monthly events, even some regional events here. So Kangaskhan and the crew over Attack from all sides always keeping us together on the competitive fighting game scene here in Syracuse, New York. And then, of course, we got to shout out Syracuse Sucker Punch, putting together the community events in the fighting game community. So DJ Silence, a.k.a. Kenyon, alongside Syracuse Sucker Punch. So, Vinny, there's the sponsors. There's your intros. What are we talking about
All
tonight?
right, so we're going to talk about the Tekken 8 beta that just happened.
Yes. Tekken 8.
The two gents tonight on the show interacted with the game, played with it, watched a lot of it. So I'm going to turn the mic over to them because I sadly did not get in. I did not get to play it. Ken, thank you for resubbing. So I'll turn it over to Kangas at the moment, unless Tony would like to go first. But I'd like to hear you guys' what you liked, what you disliked so far. Is the game pretty? Did the online work well? What do we got?
I guess I'll start with just like visually, right? Like visually, this game looks amazing. Like everyone looks so good. There's a lot of detail in the characters. I had a problem in 7. I mean, 7's an ancient game at this point, right? So I had a lot of problem where a lot of people, especially female characters, looked very like plasticky. You know what I mean? And they all almost look the same if you kind of like boil a lot of it down. So visually and how everyone looks and the designs are all really cool, and I thought that was great. And then let's see. So gameplay wise, so it feels a lot like 7 in many ways, which is kind of nice because then there's a number of things that I just like know already, right? Oh, I'm kicking his ass. Oh fuck!
He's got to talk while he's playing me too.
And obviously, so the new thing in Tekken 8 is the heat system, right? The heat system's pretty cool. There's a lot of neat stuff with like sort of being able to extend a lot of combos, being able to sort of like do some like kind of messed up stuff you couldn't normally do. Yeah, bitch. And it does. And it does feel like it needs to be adjusted, though. Like, if you had the misfortune to play against like a Claudio or a Lars in the beta, those characters were stupid.
Like, why were they stupid? Like, just because like the heat system?
What they can do in heat is insanely oppressive, and like there's not a lot you can do about it. So I'm gonna take Lars because Lars was the first one that I really felt like, what in the actual fuck is happening? So Lars, when he goes into heat, everyone gets like, well, I think everyone, but they get like some new moves when they're in heat, right? Lars has stance, right? Dynamic and silent, is it? Dynamic and silent entry. So he gets like this empowered one when he's in heat that is armored and plus. So what I ran into PDX and he while playing Lars, he would just immediately go into heat, and then just immediate drain all heat to just spam that stance. And I was trying to figure out like what I could do about it, and I never really found a way to deal with it. So he would go into it, is armored, is plus, and would just like push me immediately to the wall. And then I was at the wall, and I'm like, oh, wait, what the fuck's happening? Claudio is a little similar in that regard. Tony can attest more to that because he played Claudio, but he felt very similar. His infinite starburst, so he just like goes ham. And there's just a lot of stuff that like with heat, it felt that like a lot of the time, if you just went into heat, you just like would win, sort of thing. So, your advantage was like so strong, and your pressure was so strong, that just you were able to just really tear ass through people. So what a lot of people were starting to do, they would just go into heat immediately. Like they would just do it because your advantage was so good that. And in Tekken, right? So Tekken, when you get like a lead, you can really snowball with it, right? In Tekken. So that's why people would just go into heat. They would right into heat and then get a lead and snowball and then just use that to now win. So and they've expressed that they're gonna like adjust heat and stuff. Like that's not like the final iteration of what it's gonna be, and so that's nice. But that's like it made the beta like really fucking funny though, because you could do some fucked up shit to people. Like a lot of like chip damage stuff, plus frames, like it was just so funny. I cannot DP on a stick.
So you get
has no hitbox.
you get heat right off the jump, like that's available at the beginning of the match.
Oh yeah.
And do you only get it once a match? Or
Yeah,
once a round?
Once a round. Yep. Once you spend it, it's gone, right? So that's why people would just go right into it, because they're like, I'm just going to use this to like get a huge lead in this round, huge lead right off the bat, or just be able to set up a really strong offense because they want this game to have more offense, and then just fucking just go ham.
Wow. Now, how many characters were available in the beta?
Was it 12? Tony, was it 12?
16.
16.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of them, and they said that there's a pretty good amount more to come. Harada had said that like the starting roster will be like pretty big compared to Street Fighter 6, and Street Fighter 6 is 18, right?
Yes. Not counting Rashid.
I can't DP. I can't do it.
That's pretty good for a beta, though. 16 available characters right away.
Oh yeah. And I play Jack, so Jack is super ignorant in this game. They gave him a lot of Gigas' stuff, because rest in peace Gigas. And it's like really funny to have like some of that stuff that Gigas can do on Jack with a lot of the other tools Jack has. And it just enables you to be way more aggressive and way scarier. But yeah, it was fun. I guess I'll also say there was some issues with like visual stuff. I felt like you may have seen some of the stuff where it's like sometimes it's like, what the actual fuck is happening right now? And I didn't think it would be, I guess, what's happening?
Let's jump back on. Let's play again.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Beatman's outside. I need to give him my hitbox so he can fix it because he baited me into this. Hold on.
Oh, he runs away. Tony, let's hear some of your experience here.
All right. Well, I echo some of Khan's sentiments, but I can actually give like better insight into some things. For example, but let's talk. My general thoughts are, I agree with Khan that it. I mean, to say it feels like Tekken 7 is a bit weird because people are like, Tekken 7 is kind of like Tekken Tag 2, and Tekken Tag 2 is kind of like Tekken 6, and Tekken 6 is like Tekken 5, right?
Mhm.
And I've played the games enough to know, see the progression, right? And it's kind of, but it's about as much as Tekken 7 is like Tag 2, if that makes any sense, with solo mode. Or like Tekken 6 to Tekken 7, right? Like you could easily say that Tekken 7 is just Tekken 6.5 and Tekken 8 is Tekken 7.5, right?
Mhm.
But at what point are we at Tekken 5.11, right? You know? Um, I think it's different. I think a lot of stuff has changed in the general mechanics that really lead towards closing the gap and running people over better. So, like, there's a couple of system changes that I think are important to highlight. So, if you've ever wanted to play like a character with while running moves, like if you ever want like see like Dragonov and Nob, and he just does running two, running two, running two, and you're like, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could just like be really oppressive with these running moves. They made while running moves much easier in this game, especially point blank while running moves. Point blank while running moves used to be basically a just frame. And at which point you had to tap 3 forwards within something ridiculous like 6 frames or something like that, in order to do instant while running when you were point blank. But now you can just tap 3 forwards at like medium speed, and you will get the ability to do running attacks at point blank range. That's not something that ever existed before. You couldn't do that. There's like a running stance now. Like you'll see the character and they'll like dash. Like they'll go into they won't just dash. They'll go into like a unique run animation that is new. So everyone can do this now, which means that while running moves are much stronger than they've ever been, and you can close the gap really, really fast when you want to. So an example when I played Claudio is his heat burst, which if we back up and talk about the heat system, when you activate heat, a lot of characters get, you can do it by doing a heat engager, which is a move that will knock you into heat. You hit the opponent and it'll put you into heat and give you a full bar. Then there's also the heat burst, which is you press 2 buttons and your character does a generic attack, which is actually incredibly fast. Nobody knows how fast it is, but it's fast enough to interrupt stuff that normally shouldn't be interruptible. It's plus on block, plus on hit, and puts you into heat, but only at like 60% or 65% heat gauge. You could also press that button to do the heat burst and back to cancel the swing and just do like a raw activation. So when you're in heat, you have the ability, some characters have very heat specific moves like Lars's shoulder charge, which Khan mentioned, which is called Rebellion. Or you have the ability to cancel any one of your heat engager moves again. So something that would have put you into heat to begin with, but now you're in heat. You use that move again, you can hold forward and you can do like a drive rush cancel out of them. And you can get combos from that, right? But it'll blow your entire heat bar to do that. And there's also something called the Heat Smash. And the Heat Smash is a unique move that you only get in heat that uses all your heat bar, right? So to back this up, as Claudio, I would do my Heat Smash, which is basically like a hell sweep for him. It knocks down, it's a low that knocks down at any range, and it does like 25% of the opponent's health. But it puts them super far away. In Tekken 7, I would not be able to like run up and get Oki from how far they are away. But in Tekken 8, I can. Because the run is so fast that I can close the gap like instantly and still put pressure on them, even though there's like full screen away. So there's significant change in how you close the gap on characters. It's much, much faster, your ability to do that. And then there's a lot of forcing mix-ups on stuff. Like Khan talked about Lars, the thing he's talking about, like I said, forward 3+4, which he gets when he goes into heat, is a shoulder charge that puts him into silent entry, or I believe it puts him into dynamic entry.
I think
My
you're going
bad.
to
And then
dynamic.
it puts him in dynamic entry, and he basically, I'm pretty sure it's a 50-50. He can do the dynamic entry low. He can do the dynamic entry mid punch. He can also do dynamic entry 3, the launcher. He can do an armor move and whatnot, but like he has that low. So it's basically a 50-50. Armor plus and whatnot. But he also gets he has a new stance called limited entry. And out of that stance, his low and his mid get buffed as well in that stance. And the low becomes like a knockdown hell sweep sort of thing with an animation, and you can pressure. And like you have to take the mix. So what Khan's talking about is a lot of people would try to force those mix situations as early as possible if they could, if they felt like they could overwhelm the opponent. And just basically it's like, I want the life lead now.
Mhm.
And then you pop it, and then you go for it. And with Lars, I mean, he can put you in a situation where it's like, it's going to be the low, or it's going to be a launcher. You're going to eat the low. So eat these 2 lows at least, 2 or 3 lows, and let me get a healthy life lead, and then let's play the match, right? So that was a strategy that kind of evolved. VDX was using that. I don't personally like to do that because I feel like you have to kind of strategically you decide when to use heat more than that. Just like if you try to run people over at the beginning, you're setting yourself up for not having anything to deal with stuff at the end of the round, right? Or capitalizing on momentum in a different way, which is what I liked to do. So like
Yeah,
I would
like it's definitely online strat. Like online
Yeah.
strat, get fucked, idiot.
Yeah, I watched a couple of clips on FeedX's YouTube channel, and it really seemed like I don't personally get this. I guess maybe it's because he's a streamer, but like he was like very obviously like trying to troll people. Like he would burst with Claudio, and then he would just keep doing the arrow shooting move over and over and over
Yeah.
again,
Yep.
nonstop. And it's like, haha, you don't know how to deal with this. Isn't it funny? And I was like, I don't get enjoyment out of that, but like. I don't know. He was doing it a lot with a lot of characters. But yeah, I would save it for like I would use it. If I had a good opportunity to engage a heat engager, I would do it. Or else I would save it to when my opponent was basically down to like 30%. When I saw they were at 30%, I go, now I pop it. Now I'll pop it raw because now at that 30%, now I want my force mix up. Because now it's more powerful. My opponent's more compromised in their thought process, right? And they're worried because now they can't just take the lows anymore. Because if they just take lows in this mix-up situation, they're going to die, right? So they're scared, and they're more likely to fall into like eating your safe mid options that do big damage, right? So that's what I liked. I liked using it to close out rounds, especially with Claudio because his hell sweep does 25%. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna pop heat, and then now I've got a bunch of safe mids that will kill you in one hit, and I got this hell sweep low that you can't see. So have fun when I'm like a character space away, guessing, because you've got to guess. And if I hit you with hell sweep, you're done. If I hit you with any of these mids, you're done. So I like using heat in that capacity.
Yeah, that's generally when I save mine for. Like, I didn't often go into heat right away. I did if I like felt like fucking with it. But generally, yeah, I would get them low, and then also if they were at a situation where like their back's against the wall, I'm like, all right, now it's time. Now it's time. I'm gonna go into heat, and I'm gonna pressure the shit out of you with this. And with Jax, it was really funny because Jack would have that stance too that would like at wall took like 15% of your health and chip. I would just spam the shit out of that, and it worked out really well.
I never fought a single Jack or a single Paul the entire time I played.
I didn't see many Pauls. I did see like a couple Pauls and Jacks, but no, it was all like Kazuya, Jin. Who else was it?
I got a lot of Asuka.
I didn't get that many Asukas. I got a lot of Laws, a lot of Woes.
Yeah, I was shocked that I didn't lose to a Harong, considered how scary he is.
Yeah, well,
Like,
because I mean, because wolves are brainless. So like, so these wolves you're running into are just like ha 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 ha. But like, when there's like, but I saw some of the stuff of people who like know how to actually play Huo, and what they were able to do was terrifying. It's like,
yeah,
oh, it's literally never my turn, huh? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, nope, ate that. Now I die. Oh, cool.
yeah. They really can force stuff. Like Harong is like a character that really benefits from the chip in heat, because all normals chip in heat, and so all of a sudden, every like Harong can just go like crazy and like remove your health bar just for blocking. So those like you can't just block out those safe high strings anymore because you're going to lose your life, right? I think that's the same thing. I was playing against Leroy, and I didn't know what Leroy's trait buff was. And Leroy's trait buff is like anytime he does like a multi-punching attack, it does like extra chip damage. And I was playing against some guy, and he was just like mashing on him. I was just blocking. I was like, oh my god, the chip. Oh my god, I've got 60% of my life is gone to chip right now. You know, that can 100% happen. I think that's probably going to get toned down because I don't think they want that. I don't think they want like you characters being able to just obliterate 50% of your life in seconds on block with
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Because the
I
health regen is
highly doubt they'll do that.
yeah, the health regen's too slow too. It's really slow. The only way you can get it back is by going back on the offense, and it doesn't come back fast enough. So it's like it's gone. It's pretty much gone. When somebody did that to me and they drained like all of my, like a huge chunk of guard damage, like I never got that back ever. Like there was just not enough time, and I couldn't do enough offense to recover it. So I think they'll probably make an adjustment to that, but we'll see. Tell me more about Jack. I think you were going to talk about Jack. What were you talking about before you had to step away?
I don't remember what I was saying. Yeah. So Jack, he's really fun in this game. So Jack, let's talk about what Jack lost first, right? So Jack lost full crouch down back 1. He lost, I think down 4 is punishable now or something, like launch punishable or some shit. He
You lost down forward 4, right?
down forward 4, yes, yep. And so like there are a number of things that like as a Jack player traditionally, it's really weird to not have them. But what he gained lets Jack be really ignorant. So he's got a lot of armor now. He's got this like big funny down forward 2 follow up now that the 2 hits alone does like 60 damage. And then what full crouch down back 1 did a lot of the time was make you really scary at the wall, right? So it allowed you to have this like pretty safe fast low, and you just like pressure the shit out of him, and then it's like, oh, now it's time to hit you with like a mid or something that like fucks you up at the wall splat, wall combo damage. But now instead of having this like low like sort of poking wall game, now it's just this big like pressure. They moved that into like the stance, right? So stance is weird at first, and what it does is like when you go into stance, you have this like armored like aura move. You have like this mid that kind of looks like a little debug. You have hold on. You have a grab that you cannot break. You can't break that grab. And you have this high, this really plus high that when you're in heat at the wall does it insane amount of chip damage. And so what I was doing is I would do his like new jumpy like ground shockwave attack, the up forward 3, and because that puts you in stance after, and then it was just mix up now. I'm mixing up. Am I doing this high chip stuff like for a bunch of health? Oh, you're starting to duck that. Okay, now I'm gonna do this mid that's gonna wall splat you. And it made Jack really terrifying at the wall. Like I feel like way more scary than like if you know Jack, you already know that Jack at the wall is terrifying. Like he's gonna like poke the shit out of you to death. Good luck. But now it's just like this. The stance makes it scary, and also like feels really cool to do. Cause I like playing Jack, right? But I'm not gonna say like Jack wall game was like super exciting. You know what I mean? Because it's very. I mean, it's like boring Tekken, right? It's very effective, but it's just like not super fun. You know what I mean? So yeah. So and then his combos got like are very similar, but now with the heat smash thing, you get to like do like kind of like funky stuff. Like you get like forward 2 in a combo, like and it just like keeps the combo going. And he still got like a lot of the silly moves. Like he has like I think all of his grabs still. I think he has gorilla arms still. He's still planting seeds. He's still got the fucking flight move, like you go and take off in the air. That doesn't like do fucking anything. It's just really funny. He has a refrigerator, like a lot of really fun, silly Jack stuff's there. But now he's just also this scary, like machine. Like he feels like a big hulking robot now, which is really cool.
It seemed like they nerfed the debug.
How?
It
Like,
seems.
in what way?
I like I said, I didn't get to play against the Jack, but I was watching Jack, and debug looked slower.
I don't know. I didn't use debug that much actually. It's which is kind of funny because I love that move. And fuck. And it's now like instead of being like the like sort of almost half circle back motion, now it's just down forward 1+4.
Apparently, you can do it with both. I heard you can do it with both motions. That's what I heard.
I was not able to do it with the motions.
Interesting.
I was able to do it at Combo Breaker. When I played at Combo Breaker, it worked there, but it didn't work in this beta.
PS5 pad, maybe.
I was using my hitbox,
Well.
and it wasn't in the like move list as that either.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's in the move list as the new input.
It's interesting. Maybe what I heard was wrong because there's been a lot of interesting like hearsay about stuff because the practice mode was limited. Like you could see all the options were there, but you couldn't access them. Right.
Right.
Like people have been like speculating on stuff like that counter hit throws can't be broken. That throws as punishes can't be broken. There are all these theories about stuff like that. I'm just curious, like, if you like another one like that debug, like if he does debug more, he can do debug normally. It does more damage, I heard, and then he's got the shortcut. But you said you couldn't do it, right?
I couldn't do it. It just wasn't there. I would argue that it did not exist.
Okay, that's cool. Maybe that's something we can both test in the when we get access again tomorrow for the beta again.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
That was tomorrow.
Yeah, we're back in action. I'm back to being a pad warrior again. Oh my god, dude. PS5 controller is not conducive to Tekken. To any, I don't know, man. I can't. It's rough. I'm just going to say. I didn't realize the PS5 controller had sharp edges, so I tried to play Tekken on it. I was like, "Ow, my hand! Jesus Christ!" That's cool. That's awesome. That Jack, he seems effective still, which I was worried about because they nerfed most of his classic tools, right? So, but I'm glad that it seems to be working out, right?
Yeah, like he's still very much effective, and in some ways is like because he feels like just as effective, but now it's like a bit more fun.
Mm-hmm.
You can still play it like sort of similar how you played Jack before, right?
Yeah.
You don't have full crouch down back one, but other than that, like he still plays pretty similar, except now he just like have moments of true degeneracy.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, I guess I could talk about Claudio for a bit. I did do a tutorial which after Khan's inspection might go up on the Attack from All Sides YouTube page, and if it doesn't get the pass, I'll put it up on my own. But my basic thoughts on Claudio is that he's very similar to the way he used to be. I think maybe all the characters, out of all the characters I played, I think he changed the least overall in the way he plays. Um, and the basics of it are he got more utility when he has Starburst. And so in Tekken 7, the reality is that once you get Starburst, if your opponent is good, you basically have one way to spend your Starburst, which is his forward 1+1, 1+2, 1+2 safe launcher. That's all you really can do with Starburst, because down 2-2, like, it's only combos on counter hit. You can counter hit confirm it if you're really, really on point, but like most of the time that's not going to happen, and people block it. The unblockable can be sidestepped on block, and so can down 1-2. So you end up with this character. It's like, okay, I'm in Starburst. That's in concept. It's super cool that I have this thing that buffs me. But the reality of the game, what it ended up being is it's like, okay, you just use one move. Now you have access to one move, and you get one shot with it. Now things are different. Now he's got way more utility with it. He's got 4 1+2 1+2 still. He's got a Magic 4 now with it. He had a Magic 4 before, but now that they're so rare, right? Only Law has one, and Claudio. I think they're the only two characters that have Magic 4 combos now. From what I saw in the beta, Con, did you notice any other characters with Magic 4 combos?
I did not. The only character that I would have played that would have had one would be, I think, Lily. But I don't think she had it anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, so Claudio, basically, once he has Starburst, he gains a new move 4-2, which is the meme move where people are shooting the arrow. It basically gives him a natural combo extension off of his 4. It shoots the arrow, and then on counter hit, it's a Magic 4 combo, right? And then also he gets 4-3, becomes a combo starter as well. Neither of them can be hit confirmed anymore though. So that's big. But the fact is he gets that once he gets Starburst, and now you have to be scared of pressing buttons against him because when he has Starburst, because he has a Magic 4, that's pretty significant. And then in addition, he's got down back 1+2 now, which is a brand new mid high crushes. So instead of trying to do risky down back 3 to try to get a high crush launch, he's got this new move that's about like -13 or so. That if he knows you're going to do some jabs, he can get a launch. And in Starburst, it launches on normal hit instead of counter hit, and it's safe on block. And then the other big one is running 1+2, which is just a buffed version of running 2 that does like significant damage. I think it does a third of your health if it hits. So, and a ton of guard damage. So like the basics are like he got more utility. All that stuff is good and useful, whereas like a lot of his old Starburst stuff really wasn't. And that's basically my thoughts on the like the basic overview I can give you of the character. And then Lars, similarly, he's more stance based. I played a lot of Lars. He's now just more stance focused. He has a new stance. He's got more transitions, and so it's easier to like. And his stances are better. Like all the attacks from the stance are better. So now it's like he wants to get into stance and like use the stances to mix you up, which is kind of actually new for Lars. Before it's like, oh yeah, he had stances, but his stances aren't that great. But now like they're like, no, we want you to be in his stances and use them to mix. So he's become like a stance character in this game. But I think out of every character I played, he was still the weakest, just because all those stance transitions, they're not safe. So like you started playing against good players, and they were just like, "Oh, you're gonna stance transition, hop kick," and you're like, "Oh yeah, shit, that's right, that's right, I gotta."
It can be beaten.
This isn't real. It's like smoke and mirrors. So it's like, oh yeah, so Lars is still at the moment I don't know how good he is because of that. It's like once people know the gaps, they're just gonna swing at the gaps, and then he's gonna get blown up. And then I played King, which was who's absolutely absurd in this version. To me, he was the strongest character I played by far. I did not lose a single set with King the entire time I played him, and he is absurdly strong. And one of the reasons he's absurdly strong is because Khan, you know about like the basic. To let Vinny know and Rick know, there's something called a Magic 4 in
It's,
Tekken.
what is it? Standing high kick or something on the right
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, on the right side, right? So basically, if you did that and on counter hit it launched, that was called a Magic 4. They've taken that away from almost all of the cast, right? So nobody can do that anymore. Get a safe high counter hit launcher and get away with it, except one character, and it's King. So for some reason, King had back one before, which was a 12 frame high counter hit launcher. So if you did it back one, boom, it hit on counter hit, it caused a crumple, and you could get a combo, right? So in this version, they were like, okay, so like if you back one and then hit two, then that will launch, right? So back 1-2 is the counter hit launcher, not back one by itself. And it's like, okay, that's cool. That makes sense because Law, he needs to do 4-3. And it's high, and King's is high. So if you're gonna commit to getting the counter hit launch, you gotta do two highs in a row, which you can duck and launch. Claudio, right? He has to be in Starburst to get it, right? Okay, cool. Except the difference is that they kept the delay on the 2 part of King's back 1-2, so you could counter hit confirm it.
Oh.
Safe.
Oh.
And I was literally walking around neutral and doing back one. Oh, it hit 2. Boom. Got it. Every single time. I was just rolling over people with that. And down forward 2-1 is still counter hit confirmable as well. And that's a 13 frame mid, and it's still a launcher. And the whole unblockable setup is still there with the fucking Burning Knuckle. So it's like he has all this stuff that's all super strong. He has a really strong counter hit game. Throws are stronger. And on top of that, when he gets into heat, he has his running stance, which is just like he has like full armor, and it's like guess between homing mid launcher that's plus, high that's super plus, or unbreakable throw, or low that knocks down that is not launch punishable. It's and he runs just full screen. He points and then he runs. It's hype, but it is cheap as hell. And then also they gave him this new move, so he has that running stance. He can do it normally without heat, but it doesn't have the armor to it, right? And he still has all the options out of it except the uppercut, which would launch in heat, doesn't launch in the normal way. It just gives you a knockdown. But he still has the unbreakable throw. Oh, by the way, in heat, if he lands the unbreakable throw, it rebuilds his heat meter. So on top, he has this move. So he's like, normally, like, how am I going to use this running stance? Because without armor, I'm never going to get a chance to get into it. They gave him this new move, up forward 3+4, which is like an armored jumping kick, which is safe on block. Armored jumping mid kick that's safe on block that it hits. It's safe. I did not get punished for it. No, people tried to jab, and I blocked it every single time. So I'm pretty sure it's safe, or it's -10 on the nose, right? And just like, boom, the armor hits, you give him the boot, and then he runs at you, and you have to guess. And it's like, if he hits you with the unbreakable throw, he goes into heat. And then he points at you, and then the party's started. And then if not, you got to duck into one of these nasty mids that are both safe. And then maybe like the king wants to do that high. The high does chip damage. It is like +10 on block, something absurd. So like it's really good. It's really oppressive, and like he is definitely one of those characters where it's just like I'm going to force the mix up. I get to go and I force the mix up. And then his heat engagers are all really strong. Like he's got 4-2-1 shoulder tackle. What's enough? what's another one that was super good? Those two I used a lot. There's one more. There's a couple I'm forgetting. Obviously, the Unbreakable Grab is one. He's just dangerous. He's a dangerous character, and like the only nerf that I saw to his kit was that down back 3 is not a counter hit launcher anymore. So down back 3, he's had this move forever. It's always counter hit launched. Now it does it. It just knocks them down on the ground, and he gets a free ground throw, which is, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
But like,
I
if
mean,
it's still
with the rest of what he has.
yeah, with the rest of what he has, he's a monster, man. Like that's a scary character.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's my thoughts. I think the character that fucked me up the most was Ling, because she has a whole bunch of new stuff and a bunch of new gimmicks. So she's pretty she's interesting. She's something, Ling now.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see. I would like to play against more Ling players and see what's up. They have because I believe when she gets at heat, she has her hypnotist stance.
Hypnotist, yep.
Yeah, which used to be kind of useless before. It's like there were some setups once in a while, but now it's like when she's in heat, like all of her moves get buffed from it. And what happened is that against me is that people would do the heat burst, right? That the knockdown move, bam, it would slam you down near the wall, and then they would go into hypnotist and they would start walking. And then like the longer you walk in it, like the more it gets buffed, right? And like I tried to like tech roll out and do something or get up to a get up kick and mash. You cannot. There's a low launcher now and like a mid that like wall splats. It's dangerous. And I like it was something else when I played against Ling. So, but it was really cool though, because like in the current version of Tekken 7, Ling she got spayed, man. You know, they tried to neuter Akuma and they spaded Ling with the wall tech stuff. You know,
Yeah.
and Ling's never been the same, right? But like now she's got sauce again. You know, you'll see her on hot sets pretty soon. But like, it's just enjoyable to see that out of the character again.
Yeah, Ling, Hypnotist 2 in particular, I was absolutely terrified me. It's like, please don't. So
yeah, but yeah, I think you talk about the graphically, the game looks great. I think like when you do that wall break on the that one stage at I think it's Sanctuary or something like that.
what's it called? It's something like that. It's not but it's something like that.
Yeah, the one where you break. Eventually, you go downstairs, and it's like that Mortal Kombat 3 place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wall break animation is so nice. Like it's really really nice. I don't get talking about that. How did you feel about the netcode con?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Like it didn't feel worse, but I don't know if I would say it felt better. Like since everyone was just like sitting in training mode and skipping all their matches, I just took whatever came up. And obviously, like the ones that were Wi-Fi were not always bad, but sometimes bad. Wired ones generally felt okay. Like I don't know, if it felt okay. Like I don't know what, if anything, they did to it. So I don't know. I didn't have like problems with it, but I didn't feel like I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Did you play around with the rollback settings?
I did not, because I didn't feel like I had to. Basically, like I was like okay with what I had essentially.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I played on Wi-Fi, right? Because I'm stealing Wi-Fi from my neighbor. And
all right, love and
So
honesty.
if you ever play Tony online, you're playing on a Wi-Fi of a neighbor, and he might also be streaming at the same time.
Hold on. Let's be fair here about something, okay? My neighbor.
What?
My neighbor is like, I'm in an apartment where there's like an upstairs apartment and a downstairs apartment, right? So it's kind of like I'm on Wi-Fi in the same house as somebody, right? So, it's not like I'm stealing it from the neighbor 2 houses down, right? I'm stealing from the neighbor directly below me. But with that experience, when I had it on the normal setting, I was like, I thought, yeah, it feels exactly like Tekken 7. Like, I feel like there's literally no difference at all. I didn't feel, I was like, I mean, whatever, like, wire connections are better, Wi-Fi is worse. Then I made the switch to the more response setting, and it actually got better. I felt it actually get better, and I was shocked how much, like, it's not massive, but like I was like, I felt good, and like I feel like I only had like one or two like bad matches after that, and they were Wi-Fi to Europe, Wi-Fi versus Wi-Fi to Europe. So outside of Wi-Fi versus Wi-Fi to Europe, like I was like, oh yeah, this is all right. This is all right. It does get choppy. It can get choppy though. Like if characters start like moving back and forth really quick, like the animations just get super choppy because of the way the rollback works, and you're like, oh my god, it's crazy. I don't know. I think I gotta put it through the Damas test at some point.
Oh my
That's when
God.
I'll really know. Because
The thought of Damas Net versus Tony Net
so that's
like actually makes my brain hurt.
Damas and me cannot play in Street Fighter 6.
It-
So like
I'm not surprised.
it is not possible. Okay, you know, people say that netcode is, you know, it doesn't matter what you're on. Max Affiliates out here is like, it doesn't matter. You can play Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi from
It's
USA
false.
to Japan, bro. I'm like, no, you cannot. I
It's
cannot play Damas's Wi-Fi from my Wi-Fi in the United States. It is not possible. Like it is a garbage can. So I would like to play Damas. If I play Damas on the Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi in Tekken 8, then I'll be like, okay, this is a metric. It is this equivalent to whatever, right? But I'm also a weird person to ask about netcode because, like, again, Wi-Fi here. I never thought Strive's netcode was that good because I'm on Wi-Fi. I never had that like great. Oh my god, Strive's netcode is great. I had so many bad matches in Strive with the netcode. Like I had tons of I had chips just vanishing and appearing behind me, and Milia just jumping, like vanishing. So I had that stuff all the time. Now again, that's the Wi-Fi player experience, but I don't know. It's really like I can only speak from my borrowed Wi-Fi experience. And like at least in that capacity, Tekken 7 felt maybe on par with Strive, at least in my, but like that's my weird opinion on things. So yeah, netcode.
Yeah, I get the feeling that whatever this netcode is also probably not what we're ending up with. But maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know. It felt I didn't have any crazy complaints about it. So
Yeah, I want to see more.
yeah.
But like I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm probably never gonna, unless it depends. Like I was gonna say, I'm probably never not gonna play that much online anyway. But it like depends on whether Lee's in the game. I'm gonna play Lee, and Lee's very just frame oriented, which is probably one of the biggest reasons I didn't play online with Tekken 7. Because
Right.
trying to hit all your just frames online, when they're all like you're all just doing one frame stuff over and over again, it's just like just kill me. Just absolutely kill me. I do not want to play. You do not want to play a character like that in that environment. Is there anything else about the game con that you felt just like was interesting about Tekken 7, the way it handled something, or anything like that?
The way it handled something. I don't know. Like to me, it just like I said, to me it mostly like felt like 7. Feels a lot like 7. But just it was 7, but with like more sauce on it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like really looking forward to sort of. Because, I mean, Heat's getting nerfed for sure, but I see what they're going for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I see the direction they want Heat to be and what sort of, like, gameplay moments you get out of it. And, because one of the things, Tekken's always been real hype to watch, right? they want to amplify that with Heat as well. So it's fun to play and fun to watch. And some of the matches that I like watched, I was like, this is super sick. Like this is hype fuck. You know what I mean? So I think those are the sort of things that like struck me, I guess, just as a spectator. Like the new thing, like I feel like there's gonna be way less dry Tekken. You know what I mean? Like I like dry Tekken. Like dry Tekken is really interesting. You know what I mean? To me personally. Also, dudes slugging on each other is super fun to watch too. This one, I feel like it sort of made dudes slugging on each other, but just like, well, it made just the dry parts just less dry, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm agree with that. I think they have to be careful with Heat, but more in the sense that like I don't think they should nerf it too much because
Yeah.
I think like you saw like there's bullshit and there's lots of clips of videos doing some people doing some bullshit. And the thing is, God, people like to watch bullshit happen. That's the entire reason why
Yeah.
people like more free. Is they like
Yeah.
to see fucking people get like bullshit happen, right? So you want there to be bullshit, but you just want to make sure that the bullshit isn't so absurd that it becomes a problem, right? Like there's some really cool things that characters can do right now. Like if I was Namco, I wouldn't remove utility. I would nerf damage is what I
Yeah.
would do, right? I think that's always the best way to handle stuff because if you nerf utility, people get annoyed, right? They're like, why would you take away my tool? Just my tool is slightly less effective. There's a weird, like, definitely getting up off the ground is weaker in this game. For the person who gets knocked down, you're at more of a disadvantage. With the change to get up kicks, which is I'm sure you experienced yourself, it's a bit weird. Like especially when they spring kick and it doesn't knock them down.
Yeah, the spring kick thing took a bit to get used to. And 7 spring kick will like knock you down if you get hit by it. And this one it just kind of like staggers you a little bit, but I don't think you like get anything out of it. It just doesn't like put you in knockdown. You know what I mean? I feel like it kind of resets things.
Yeah. It's
which
interesting too because it's just as negative as it was before, but without the knockdown.
really,
Yep. I watched Brian players block it in jet upper, so it's at least negative 14. So yeah, it's interesting. And then
oh
like,
no, yeah, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, and then the other thing that's interesting is like oh my god, my mind just blanked first. Oh yeah, so Claudio doesn't have that spring kick, and now he does. So like characters that used to have the roll forward spring kick, like Paul, Claudio, I think Marduk and Yoshi have it. The one that if you block it, you get a free flow combo. He does not have that anymore.
Good.
Like
no one should have that. Fucking so dumb.
it's so cool. It's unique.
It's not. It's stupid. I fucking hate it. I hate it so much.
So, but that the Oki's different. Like it's you can get float stuff off Oki way easier now too. So like the new flip over, which we haven't really talked about at all, but the new flip over mechanic, it can catch people back rolling and stuff and get flow combos now. So like back roll catches are back and more prevalent than they were before. Claudio's new down back 1+2 can do that. Like it'll catch people like moving and then flip them into combos. And of course now you can use them in Walt combos too, which you can't in Tekken 7. Which has led to like interesting Walt combos. It's like Tekken 6, where you can use your bound or whatever mechanic screw you can save it and use it at the wall, which is very interesting too. I don't know, like that's gonna bring back at some point wall carriers. People are gonna have wall carry specific combos now that save the bound for when they hit the wall. I was actually working on that with Claudio a little bit, some stuff like that. But it's really interesting. How did you feel about that change? Do you like that?
I do actually, because I think that one of the things, especially with combos when you're approaching the wall, like I feel like it was always kind of like a little easy to potentially fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like if you
Mhm.
didn't do the right sort of like carry combo to get to the wall, they'd hit the wall weird, or like they hit it in the middle of like your string that you were using. But now you can just like bound the shit out of them.
Mhm.
And now that they're bound, it's like, all right, so now I get, sort of a guaranteed wall situation, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's cool. I like it.
Mhm. I like it too because there's also that thing where in this, if you tried to screw in Tekken 7, and you were like too close to the wall, like they would hit the wall. You would screw them, but they would hit the wall, and then you wouldn't get your combo
Yeah.
because you would recover weird because they hit the wall. They would recover faster when you were recovering slower, right?
Yeah.
In
Yep.
this game now, if you do that, if you try to do that and you get the new flip over state, they'll high wall splat. That doesn't happen anymore. And so you still will always get that combo, right? It doesn't matter if you're too close to the wall. That will always flip them no matter what. And that's really nice in terms of just like not feeling like you were cheated out of your combo a little bit just because the wall spacing was weird, right?
Right.
Because who lost it? I think that's how Anakin lost. No, it's how Nee lost. It's how Nee lost at the end of the teams tournament in Saudi Arabia, right? It was
Oh
just like
yeah.
it's like the wall was just like
It
two
was
times in a row. The wall
just
was like
weird.
slightly.
Yeah. Yep.
He got weird hits with Brian, and he lost those 2 rounds. Which, if he
Yep.
had won, would have reset the bracket, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like sometimes like this kind of solves that problem a little bit. How did you feel about the stages, by the way?
I think they look great. Like Tekken 7 stages are like whatever, right? Most of them.
Mhm.
These ones, all of them looked really good and really cool. And I like that, like, it's funny to me that so I thought that like the outside tree stage or whatever, I thought that was an infinite. And then, when you're mashing around in the training stage, it's like, oh, there are walls here. What the fuck? Why is this? That stage is huge. And I don't know, like, what that means for the gameplay so much. It might also, maybe it actually means there's no infinites anymore.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking that myself potentially.
Yeah, I
Maybe
just
they
realized
wanted
that.
Yeah, maybe they want to do away with infinites and they just want real like airport. I don't know if you've ever played Tekken 4 Con, but there's the airport stage, which is like it's a gigantic stage. It's so much bigger than all the other stages in the game. But so it's basically like an infinite, but it's not an infinite, right?
Right.
That could be the direction they're going. Alex Ages, I think some of the music is pretty tight. I feel like New York City's got kind of the
Oh, yeah.
Pac-Man vibe.
It
got,
does.
like-
It does have fucking Pac-Man vibe. I was thinking that too. Fucking, it has a Pac-Man arena vibe, and I was so here for it. And I remember one time I was in the options menu looking through the move list, and my son was like in front of the TV, like watching and listening, and he's just like bobbing. Like, and I was like, same buddy.
Yeah, and then there's a lot, and there's chanting now. Like, there's at least 2 stages with chanting right in the background.
Yep.
But let me tell you something. I don't know if it needs to go or it should stay because it's a meme. But that character selects theme is fucking terrible. Oh 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 oh.
I nothing it. Like, I don't really care about it, I guess. Like it's there. It's whatever. I'm gonna be in it for all of 20 seconds. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I don't think it's like good, but I also don't care about it.
I don't know, man. Tekken has a history of having really good character select themes, and that's like absolute bottom of the barrel. Like scraping for me, dude. It's like you listen
No,
to
no.
Tekken 5.
I don't
like
know.
they-
This Street Fighter 6 fucking character select exists. So
Okay, I know in terms of that. Well, Street Fighter 6's soundtrack. I mean, Tekken 7 already has a better soundtrack than Street Fighter 6. It's not easy. It's not hard to have a better soundtrack than that game. Shout out to Marquise, make it his own highlights, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just man, like you come from just like Tekken Tag 2s, Tekken 6s, Tekken 5, Tekken 5 DRs, Tekken 3, like they're all bangers. All those
Yep.
characters like themes are super good, which is why I'm like just get this. I don't want just get rid of this guy saying. I don't care about oh. Let's just get that out of there. I don't want that. Oh, here's another thing, dude. How do you feel about the ranked system?
I did see your tweet, and I agree. I want deathmatch.
Yeah, I want infinite rematch back. That was unique to Tekken, and I don't think anybody disliked that. I think the idea and the ability to have infinite rematch against somebody to learn a matchup in the game is so helpful. I don't want to run into like that Ling player who just gimmicks me out for 2 games and then gone, and I may never run into them ever again, right? I want to trick that motherfucker into thinking that he can get points off of me, so then I can learn him in like 2 to 3 games and then 5 streak him and make him quit. Because you ever get those stats attacking? That's something so unique about Tekken Rank. You're like, I'm not going to be the one to quit. I will not be the one to quit.
He's the bitch. I'm not the bitch.
You're going to be the one to quit.
Yes, because that's what I had said too. Because like I either want to farm this dude, or I'm just mad and I'm gonna get one motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
And then I'm gonna leave because fuck you, you know. But like, I'm not convinced that it's not back, just because in my mind it might only be there because they wanted to encourage more people to like play each other for the network test.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that like the deathmatch is back, because I do like it, both as someone who wants to farm people and also someone who gets really shitty and just like is stubborn, and I'm not leaving until I win.
Complete agreement. Yeah. The game is fun though. Like it is definitely like oh, you know what's another thing we didn't talk about? Change to low parry.
I never really put together what that was.
Okay, so the change the change to low parry is just, first of all, there's a visual change right now when you low parry.
It definitely looks different.
It like there's a new animation for everybody, and then like the game goes whoosh, it like slows down, right? Like it like freezes. It basically third strikes. It like stops for a second and is like, check this shit out, right? You you parry them, right? But the low parries don't allow you to get your flip over. You can't get screw or flip over once you get it. So you have to have like different combos, and the only way you can really super extend is if you blow heat. And I find that really interesting because it makes lows way stronger. Like I was playing Claudio, right? And I was sidestep forwarding, and then I was like, oh shit, I got low parried. And then like this guy did his he did a full combo, but it did nothing and had no wall carry. I'm like, oh wow. In Tekken 7, I would be dead. Like I would be at the wall right now, and I would have lost so much life. But like because of the damage scaling, because there's no flip over, I don't have to worry about that. So like little low pokes and lows that are not launch punishable now are way stronger than they were before.
You know who has those?
Jack.
Because I only low parried someone once because I fucking am so bad at them, and yeah, I just did it once on accident and was like, oh yeah. And but no, that's interesting because I didn't like, no one like had low parried me really and then like got anything out of it. And I just, at first, I guess I had sort of chalked it up to like, oh, it must have changed, you know, it changed, whatever. Like, you know, they don't know they don't know how to like kill me off this, right? But okay, but no, it's interesting to know that like you get like no carry, and if you want actually anything out of it, you have to just spend heat.
Yeah, and you don't want to spend heat like that because
I'm not spending heat on a low parry unless that dude's gonna die. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
yeah, I feel that way about heat with Claudio specifically too. When I played him, like I'm never going to use my heat engager in a combo unless it's going to kill, because I have access to like 8 forward 1+2 in a row if I use my heat correctly. So I'm not. It's like, man, 8 safe launchers, or I can extend my combo for 23 more damage. I wonder which one I'm gonna go for. Right? It's just like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. What I would do a lot is I would during the combo use heat like the engager just to like, or the heat smash or whatever, because I get a little bit more off the combo, and now I'm in heat. But I wouldn't
Yeah.
spend it for the dash. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I
No.
think a lot of people like spent dash like a lot, and I was like, I don't know. It just seems like now I'm in heat, and now I'm just gonna fucking a forward 3-2 you over and over again, and fucking just be a complete gorilla asshole stomping on the ground. Like yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because actually, I think it was either today or yesterday. I came across like a couple of non-Tekken players who were playing, like, who put up their beta match footage, right?
Mhm.
And one of the things I noticed about them is they kept doing that. Like the first launch they got, they would just
Oh, yeah.
spend it all. They would
Yeah.
spend it all, and I was like, "Why? Why would you do that?" Like, but it's just like I don't like they don't kind of understand the value of it yet. I think as Tekken players, and having knowledge, like doing our like we've been paying attention to the heat system. We know what it can do. You had played it previously, a combo breaker, so it's like we understood like the power of staying in heat. It's not just a combo extender to us. But
Yeah.
I think other people, it wasn't like they're like, oh man, I could do like 50% off this launcher, cool. And it's like, okay, sick, and now you don't have heat, and now I have a chance to just really run you over. And how about that burst, dude? That is like the activation into the swing in neutral. It's got to be like 8 frames or something. It's so fast.
it is fast. Like
Yeah.
I've definitely gotten hit out of some stuff where I was like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure one time I like armored and like I got hit before like the armor was active or some shit.
Yeah,
Like it's
I
like crazy fucking fast.
I was thinking that like maybe that's on purpose. Maybe it's supposed to also be like a defensive mechanic in that capacity.
I was
Because,
using it that
like,
way sometimes.
Yeah, because like we won't know until the game has a training mode with frame data or some ability to do a record function. But it is fast, and like it's a really good way to like turn the momentum back on somebody. Like it's so that's what I found. Like originally with Claudio, I was just doing the raw active and canceling, and then by the end of it, when I discovered how fast that was, which I figured out when I was playing King, I was like, oh, you're gonna try to pressure me now? Let me just like backdash and do this real quick.
You're gonna pressure me? Stop.
Stop. And now
Now it's my
Claudio.
turn.
Yeah, it's my turn. Yeah, it like really, it's like it'll be really interesting when we watch it competitively, because it's like if somebody like burned their heat early, like FDX style, and just like jumped it all, and then like, but he still has heat. He still got it, man.
Yeah.
Like, and then
Like-
they get an engager, like everything's gonna turn on its freaking head.
Yeah, like I'm imagining players like Knee and Ulsan like using these mechanics at like that level. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
like, that just seems crazy. I'm gonna see like them do truly fucked up things, and I'm incredibly here for it.
Yeah. I'm really interested. Like, I think there's enough spice that things will get interesting with characters, and whatnot. But I wonder also, so there's something I've been thinking about, and that's like, did they overall nerf lows in this game? And the reason I ask this is because, so King's Down by 3 didn't counter hit launch, and debug seems to be slower. All right, and Snake Edge, in Lily Snake Edge and Brian Snake Edge, and
It's slower,
King,
right?
They screw immediately on hit. They
I
all
also
screw.
felt like the Snakehead, like Lily Snakehead at least, was slower.
I didn't get hit by it. Like I blocked it a whole bunch. It's like, but like I saw it hit it on other people. I was like, oh wow, like it screws immediately, right? Brian Snake Edge screws, and then Leroy's Hell Sweep is locked to his stance now, right? He can't just Hell Sweep in neutral. And then I was thinking, I was like, who has knockdown lows, like fast knockdown lows in neutral anymore? Jin, Kazuya. I don't know. Like I think a lot of that has been. I think changed, and I think like counter hit properties on lows too for some characters. So I wonder if they're making a conscious effort to try to get away from characters having like viable big knockdown lows and neutral and saving them for stuff, right? Like
I think I've heard maybe that sentiment. Like I can't remember who or when, but the more you talk about it, the more I'm like, I feel like I've heard that someone say that before. Like that there seems to be a sort of a move of like a movement away from like lows, and they don't want lows to be like as fucked up as they used to be sometimes.
Mhm.
Which obviously that kind of hurts some characters, right? But they might be. But fucking wow, I didn't realize the snake edge is like screwed immediately. That's weird.
yeah, it's weird. It's definitely like, and that's like again, it's like to us, to better players, that's not really that big of a deal. But like, think of it as like a thing that helps new players, right? If you just in the past you got snake edged and you ate like a huge freaking combo for it, and now it just screws immediately. It limits the combo options that you can actually do off of it, right? I know it's very very interesting. Like Gling obviously doesn't have her low rage drive anymore. The launches.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of really small stuff and small changes. But I think we have to wait a little further to see like the grand picture of kind of like what they're after and what they're trying to do with the game. Because it's like at the same time, whereas King's down back 3 doesn't counter at launch anymore, Claudio's and Lars's moves, down back 4 and down back 3, do the same thing and they still both counter hit launch. So it's like okay, there's not consistency in that mark. So it's like, where is it? And then like Lily, but there's a lot of low not rage drives. I mean heat smashes, right? Claudio,
like
Paul,
the spending one.
Yeah, Claudio, Paul, Kazuya, Lily, all have low one, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is interesting. And Leroy is I don't know. We'll see what happens with Leroy. People said he's the same. I don't think he's the same. When I played against him and when I played him a little bit, like the fact that he does not have Hell Sweep and like a lot of he's got a safe high launcher now. That's cool. But he seems different. Like
I think a lot of people were playing him almost exactly like they would play T7 Leroy. But yeah, there was some changes about him that I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, his down forward 1 is completely changed. Like the initial animation, what it does, and then like he doesn't have down forward 1/1. He has like down forward 1/1+2, which is like a bunch of multi punch follow up after it, and then he has another follow up after that, but it is not a hit. It's only a parry if you try to retaliate against that string. So he's got a lot of that. He's got like more baked in parries into his strings, and then he's got a lot of multi-hitting attacks that kind of all look the same. Because I mean, like they all look like he's just punching really fast. So no,
it'll be interesting to see when like more people have access to it, and also like a lot of like the pro players are like getting ready for Evo right now.
Yes, that's the other thing too. It's like maybe they don't want to be playing Tekken 8 this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you should be concentrating on.
I feel like there's probably a lot of really high level people that just like aren't fucking with it too much. You know what I mean? I'm willing to bet like some of them like toyed around with it a little bit, but like, can you imagine like going in, like say you're like Joey Fury or something, you go in and you down back 2 and you're just holding 1 after, like, or it's like, oh, you're gonna fucking do the fucking like electric stomp, or you stop using down back 1, like full crouch down back 1 so much, like, God.
Yeah. Kazuya too, another character that like he seemed really strong. Like
String stupid. There's no way that was intentional. There's no way string is intentional.
It survived. It survived because it was in the old build that the main man played. Because he talked about that in like when he played the first build, and it's still there. I don't know. I have not.
That string's insane.
I don't think it's gonna stay because people are like, somebody told me the second hit is high, and you could duck it and launch it before the mid punch comes out. But I don't know because I never ran into a like Kazuya that like gave me the opportunity to do that. That was spamming that move in such a capacity.
Yeah.
I know the last hit is launch punishable, the one where he punches the ground, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that move is, you look at the movie, you're like that's supposed to be a wall ender. So why does it all natural combo
Yeah.
on normal hit in open ground, right?
Yeah. And also
Like-
has like 65 damage.
Yeah, it's
Like-
absurd. It's absurd. But it's funny to watch people like beat each other up with that move. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry, Rick, Vinny, we kind of like took over that.
You're
I'm
fine.
sorry.
I was just letting you.
I
I was
wanted
just
to let
letting
you guys talk
run.
about it, man. I'm not gonna cut you off. I'm not that mean.
He's
Well,
a
yeah,
Well, here's the thing.
Plus, I didn't
It's-
get to play it yet, so if I end up getting a code and I can play it, I know what I'm getting into.
Here's the thing.
Hey,
It's
man.
almost 10:30. Let me ask you guys final thoughts here. So you both got the beta coming up this weekend again. If somebody, like, we don't have an actual like date of when Tekken 8's coming out, but we're gonna presume it's probably in the next year.
I
1 year
think it'll
time.
be early. I think it'll be early next year.
So probably March. March
I
would be
think-
a good time,
My guess is January, February.
which would be cool. But you guys talked a lot of like good stuff that was changed in it, and it seems like a lot of things are similar. If you had to give advice somebody who's looking to pick up Tekken 8 in the next 6 months, whenever it comes out,
Start playing Tekken 7.
start playing
Yeah.
Tekken 7.
If
Enter
you
your Iron Forge local and make it a
Let
dojo.
us have a dojo. No, but seriously, if you are interested in getting into Tekken 8, you think a lot of it looks cool, start playing Tekken 7 right now, because there's gonna be the whole thing about like quote unquote Tekken being so hard, blah blah blah. A lot of that comes from knowing what everything did like in the last games, right? So like legacy knowledge matters so much in Tekken that like you could like be a champion in like Tekken 4 or Tekken 3 and then show up in Tekken 7, and if you were and still like probably beat the shit out of someone. Like there will be some differences obviously, but like you can still do incredibly well. And so starting to learn how to play Tekken 7 now will only help you for when you pick up Tekken 8. Don't wait. Do not wait for Tekken 8 to drop and then start playing Tekken. Start playing Tekken now, then you get a leg up on it.
And listen, Tekken 7 is pretty much every other month. I would say some version of it is on sale on PlayStation or on Xbox.
Yeah, it is pretty frequent. Yeah, you can like, I think I've seen like the whole like shebang go up for like $7 before.
Yeah, the 119 version. I think
Yeah.
it's on PlayStation. I think I've seen it for like 10 or maybe $20, which is a great deal because there's so many characters.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, that would be my one piece of advice. Start playing right now.
I would follow that up with that is correct, and then I would watch videos. Like watch people play, and like I can't stress how important that is too. Because if you play a little Tekken 7 and then you watch some Tekken 8, when you boot that up, you'll know what to do. Now, I mean I did that exact same thing before Tekken 7's release. Like we didn't have Tekken 7, but then I went to the Tekken 7 Nationals because I watched videos, and then I was playing Tekken Tag 2. And I knew what to do because I watched the videos, so I knew what the B&Bs were. I knew what the game plans were that people were doing. So I would say if you're interested in like Jun, right? Like, and watch Jun videos. Like watch Jun maybe play Asuka. If you see any other character that's in this game already, which all of them are besides Jun, like play that character a little bit, watch the video. Somebody out there has uploaded footage from this beta with your character playing at a relatively high level. And just like, what are they doing? Watch what they're doing. Copy them. That's just the first way to start getting good at anything. So that's what I would recommend, in addition to playing Tekken 7.
awesome. And so the beta's coming out again this weekend. Are you guys gonna stream it?
I might. I'm thinking about it. I didn't last week because I had stuff going on last week, but I might do it this week.
Yeah, I'll most likely will stream again. Probably will. I don't know. I'm gonna try to pick up Jun actually, because I want to know how she plays, and so the only way to do that is to pick up the character. So I'll probably try to get Jun to warrior rank, and then I'll probably play more Claudio. And that's pretty much it. I'll probably be Jun, Claudio, and then maybe I'll play Lily if I'm really, really feeling like I want to bring another character to warrior rank. But yeah, I'll probably stream and talk a lot of shit doing it. Have a good time. I mean, I'm playing on pad. Why not, right? I can talk shit. I got that option select, man. You beat me. I'm playing on pad, man. I'm playing on pad. I beat you on pad, dude. Come on, bro.
Tony, depending on when B-Man finishes my hitbox, it's working. You could probably just borrow mine for the weekend because I won't need it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I B-Man told me to get all this stuff to upgrade my hitbox.
B-Man on blast right now?
I am, and then I'm sitting here like, well, B-Man, where's this cable go? He's like, right here, and I'm like, B-Man, it don't fit. Oh, it's done?
Wait, what do you mean it's done? You fixed it already?
Yeah, he put it together already.
Well,
all right. Thanks for the
on
offer,
blast.
Appreciate it.
You were putting B-Man on blast, and this dude literally...
Well, because here's the thing, I started putting it together. What do you mean? I did most of the work. I already took everything apart. I took all the old shit, fucking whatever. And he's sitting there like, oh yeah, just plug it in here. I'm like, B-Man, it don't fit here. It's like, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's a 4-pin and the connector's a 5-pin, but like just you don't plug them all in and it'll still fit. I'm like, B-Man, no, it doesn't fit. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, no, the pins are too far apart for the connector. Like they don't work that way, like you're saying. And then I sent him a picture. He's like, oh, I gotta solder it for you. I was like, motherfucker.
Good thing you got such good friends.
I know.
Well,
That's what
fellas,
playing game community is all about: building lifelong friendships. Right?
I can definitely tell you guys are excited for Tekken 8. I know I'm pretty excited now after listening to all the good stuff here. So, man, fighting game community members right now, a lot of good stuff coming out. We eating good tonight, and it's a great year, 2023. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, very excited. Super looking forward for like the next year as we're playing a lot of Street Fighter. It's been very fun. MK1's happening. I'm excited for it. Fucking Omni-Man's in it for some reason. Tekken 8 is gonna be coming out soon. So like next year, especially, like shit's gonna be popping off because everyone has like their games again, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Anime players jump ship all the fucking time. Whatever. There's always just they're fucking anime players. But all these other like sort of like quote unquote more mainstream ones, like they're all coming back. So it's fucking super exciting time.
Yeah. So next weekend's Evo, right? And you're heading off to Evo.
Next weekend is Evo. Yep, leaving Wednesday. I land at I believe the equivalent is 1:00 here. So
is this first time at Evo for you?
I have never been to Evo. Never been to Vegas. The first major that I went to was Combo Breaker this year. So.
Oh sweet.
All right,
dude, you're gonna have a blast.
In October, I'm going to ECT. So.
Okay, Con, I have advice for you. Have you never been to Vegas?
I've never been to Vegas.
Do not go outside during the day. Do not.
I heard it's like hot as fuck.
Oh, it's hot as hell.
It's
yeah.
summer
You can
in
drink
Vegas.
at any point on the strip.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it's insane. Just to cross from one building to the other, like it's like running through a freaking furnace. It's crazy out there.
Listen,
yeah,
Vegas
I heard to keep
cool,
my
dude.
outside time. I heard to keep the outside time down during the day, especially. But it's really nice because the hotel that I was gonna be in was like a mile to a mile and a half walk, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. But they things were fixed, so it's not so far anymore.
There you go, dude. Like, go there, have some fun. Are you actually entering the tournament too, or are you just?
No. I'm one of the game leads. I literally would never be able to. Yeah, it's all. I'm on the clock, baby.
That's a great responsibility.
Yeah,
we're all very proud of you.
thank you. I'm super excited about it. Fuck it, it's going to be very cool. I'm going to come back, be a changed man. And tired.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm excited for to see all the action and then potentially some new game announcements, things like that are happening at Evo. Some
Julia
out of
gonna
the
get
blue
announced, bro.
stuff
Please.
is gonna be wild.
Yeah. Please, Julia. Please. For the love of God. Come on. I don't. Jack's fun.
Happen.
Just chill. Come on. Give me Julia. Come on.
Oh, I looked at that list that Hutch found, and I was like, that list
I
can't
hadn't
be
looked
real.
I haven't looked at that yet.
There's
actually,
too many. There's too many things that are missing and don't make sense to me. I was like,
Hutch
nah.
has a list.
He found a list. Someone
Yeah,
claimed
he put it. Yeah, it's just like a claim. Like I
they
have the
dug up
list,
the
sort of thing.
they dug up from the beta, and I read it, and I was like, I don't know, man. There's a few things that are always in Tekken that aren't on this list, and I can't believe this. It's not. There's no way this list is correct. No way.
Interesting. I'll check it out. I'm probably sure it's something like no bears or something stupid like
No
that.
Bears, no Ed Boy, no Julia, no Lydia. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense, but you
No,
never
I don't-
know.
I don't buy
You know.
no bears. I
And
don't buy that.
I didn't.
I don't buy no
I
Bears.
mainly don't buy it because they always make at least one new character. There are no new characters on that list.
Gotcha. But
The
yeah.
thing that gets me a lot about this one too is there's no guest character.
Yeah, that too. That was another.
I
one.
have a hard time thinking there's not going to be a guest character on release.
Mm-hmm.
But could be wrong.
Yeah. But some of the characters on there, I expect to see back, so I was like, yeah, I can believe some of them. Like Yoshimitsu.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Tekken without Yoshimitsu, to be honest with you.
Yoshi's. I think there's only a few characters that have been in every single game, and it's
one of them.
Yoshi, Paul, Law, Nina.
And
Oh my God.
Dragunov was
And
not on the list.
the Bears. It was Heihachi until this game, and the Bears. I think are the only characters that have been in every single Tekken game.
Yeah.
It's an interesting list, but I don't buy it.
I'm
I
hungry.
guess
Really quick
yeah, go get food, bro.
before we bounce here, let's talk about Iron Orange Forge 2 is coming up August 12th at Elite Game.
Let's go. It'll be a great time.
Vegas. And then I have a little bit of time, some free time, so on the 8th we will do the Rashida only single elimination bracket. That's all.
Master
I got
of
for
the
you
Breaking
right now.
Wind.
We're working on hot sets. I have to talk to a few more people and set stuff up. So
I'm not doing another one. I'm not doing it.
I'm getting my Ryu picture.
there will be two rounds.
Something good thing.
2 rounds for August. One will be on a Friday night and one will be on a Tuesday night. I need to get rid of some of this hot sauce. My refrigerator has caught the hot sauce cancer.
Well, when you got 50 fucking hot sauces in
Yeah,
there.
50,
Really?
51.
You really don't need that many.
No.
Especially
but the
not all
community-
at once. That's the thing that got me. Like, y'all didn't need them all at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
people
that
kept
was the
like
community, man. They
people
kept
kept
bringing it
buying
around.
them and bringing them to me, and I'm like, I appreciate this, but I don't need more. It's okay. So I've been
Marquise
like,
needs to bring the
I want to
old
try that
zombie
one that he bought, man.
fucking big titty one.
Yeah,
oh, the big
bought
titty
today.
one. Yeah.
So, but I appreciate the donations and the positive, like, just uplifting for just doing the event. It's fun. I hope people continue to want to do it. I know, like Khan just said, he wants to come back. He wants the big booty Ryu meme on the award.
I do.
Yeah. It's going to be so good when he
and
finally
then-
wins it.
I got Chains and Anarchy doing a weird rule Tekken 7 set they want to run, and I'm going to grant it because I think it's going to be entertaining.
Luis, you just gotta check the pins in the Hot Set channel, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's saved to the shop computer, so it's ready to go. I just have to put it on the award. Shit makes me laugh every time I look at the desktop at work.
Or he's woeing whatever the fuck just Chop just did to him. So
Good match, him and Well, that's
I would
what
love
we
to
got
get Luis back
so far
to do
coming
a hot
up.
set.
And as always, there are the bi-weekly events downtown at 3 Lives. There's always something going on around here.
Evo Party.
Yeah, that's right, Sean's Evo party. I forgot.
So on the 6th, Sean is hosting the Evo party at 3 Lives. So the 6th normally is when we would be there anyway, but since I will be gone at Evo, I won't be there, but Sean in my stead, and in his sort of, he always just runs the Evo party. They're always really fun, hosted by Duder.
Duder,
He, so definitely come by 3 Lives on Sunday to catch finals. I think that 3 Lives doesn't open until after MVC3, but they're gonna stay open later, depending if there's enough, people there and stuff. And if there's enough people there, I believe they should be open. You should be able to catch the end of Street Fighter 6, which would be the last one. So definitely come by. It's Sunday, August 6th. They open up at 4. Just show up whenever, and then hang out, have food, have drinks, watch Evo, see if you can see me passed out in the front row.
I can't wait to see that.
Con, you ain't gonna be passed out. You're gonna be hype as fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm gonna be hype as fuck, but my eyes would be very baggy.
Oh shit! Hey, Con.
Yeah.
You know what you might be able to do though? Like look for the action. Get some action. That makes the finals like really fun. I know from experience.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
You're in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I immediately
on
put
the
it up.
on the finals matches,
I might.
dude.
I might.
And I ever
Maybe.
tell you
Listen.
that story about how I was my card was declined or something like that, and I had absolutely no money except $5 in my pocket, and with that $5, I gambled my way to over $100 and saved myself during Evo Top 8. It was amazing.
Here's what I'll say about Vegas. It's a fun time for sure. If you can get to a buffet, dude, get to a buffet.
I've heard that. I'm gonna try.
They are fucking wonderful. Of
It's
course,
in the Mandalay, so I imagine they have one. I don't know.
They have a really nice one.
of course, be safe, and then watch out for the guys that fucking hand you the porno cards on the strip.
Yeah, be
Watch
careful.
out for them.
Those
Watch
fuckers.
out. Watch
Yeah,
out
don't take
for
them.
them.
Don't take them.
Watch out for them so that I can collect the porno
Oh,
cards.
dude.
Don't.
My buddies and I went for my buddy's 21st birthday, and we made a game of how many we could collect, and we filled our bathroom at the hotel room with just porno cards.
Yes.
It was great. Because we thought we were wild boys,
I gotta bring back. Those are gonna be the souvenirs I bring back for everyone.
Bring them right back to Leah, man.
Dude,
Just be like, guess what I got you,
please.
babe.
Please,
You're never
please,
gonna
please.
guess. You're
Just
gonna love
bring them
it.
back and just start handing them out to people. Here you go. They're gonna slap them on the
I'm gonna
wrist.
be standing outside of 3 Lives handing out porno cards to people.
Oh my
That'd be
goodness.
something.
Bringing a little bit of Vegas back.
Oh my god! Make sure that's the only thing you bring back from Vegas Con.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I'm gonna bring like my stuff back and
and memories of
And
good
memories.
times. at
Memories.
Evo.
and I don't know what else you would think.
And some higher knowledge of how a big
Higher
tournament
knowledge,
runs.
right?
We could
Yeah,
run Iron Orge Forge.
yeah,
wonderfully.
exactly.
Listen, I already know what I'm doing. That's why I'm going to Evo.
He's running Evo. He's running Evo. All right, fellas. Well, this was fun tonight. Good talks. Good stuff. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
Vinny, anything else to share? Anything else you got?
Nope, I'm good. I'm falling asleep.
Yes, Vinny, let me out of here.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry, Dringy.
Oh, you're fine. I'm not gonna stop you from talking. Like I'm not that.
He's not going to.
Everyone
Rick,
knows.
Play us off.
Everyone knows that I'm not that kind of person.
Rick, play us off.
So
Well,
Do it.
fun times. It was a good time. I don't play us off. Vinny takes us home.
Vinny, take us home.
good night
Take us home, Vinny.
and good luck.
Oh, that's right. No, I'm not going home anymore.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you later.